one of these stores out here. I go on, click, out of stock, click, out of stock, click, out of stock. Then I looked, Googling 1,500, 1,200, 1,700 for a PS5. When I found out that it retails for like $500-$600, and I'm sitting here saying, wait a minute. Now I remember the Cabbage Patch, and I remember some other things that were just crazy when it comes to Black Friday shopping and getting your kid the best of everything that you possibly can. But I'm gonna tell you right now, Zyla, Jada, Bailey, if you are watching this and there happens to be a PS5 under your Christmas tree, I'm going to let you know that I did not buy some black market PS5. If it's not a retail price or maybe $20 more, you won't be getting it for Christmas. You'll be getting it for Easter, because I'm not going to be doing that. That's insane. And I'm talking about these people talking about they're going to buy a PS5, but when the kids had to go back to school in September and get homeschooled, everybody talking about they ain't got a laptop. I mean, how you come up with some PS5 money for $1,500 and you don't even have a laptop back in the day for $500 for your kid to go to school? Everybody, oh, I can't do it because the kid got to get a laptop. Insane. People, prioritize. We don't know what's getting ready to happen. We don't know where this world is getting ready to go. We are doing our best to be safe. Definitely at Bay Road Real Estate, we are constantly, we're masked up, we're cleaned up. We take our mask off when we get home. If they're reusable, we're washing them. We're wearing clothing like this. This is why I dress like this lately. If you know me back in the days, I was suited up, everything all done. I dress like this. Why? Because when I come home, I strip. I wasn't going to strip for you guys, but I'll strip, throw it in the wash, make sure I'm clean, make sure I'm keeping everybody safe, as well as them keeping me safe. So people, please be mindful, prioritize. Don't lose your minds over this PS5. If you don't have the funds, it's okay. Chill. Buy it for Valentine's Day. Buy it for something else. But take that extra $500 or $600, stack it. Get yourself some canned goods, some frozen food, because we don't know what's going to happen. Don't get no more toilet paper, because that's the first thing. Y'all go and buy all this daggone toilet paper. Start and get yourself a business that you can work from home. And speaking of being a business that works from home, as you know, I sell homes and I am in business. And I'm actually someone that's in business with my husband. However, when we started this plight together, we started in love, and then things got even bigger and bigger and bigger. And then business came into play, and understanding that when we said I do, we signed a contract. What does that mean? And we are so fortunate. Oh my goodness. When I tell you fortunate, majorly fortunate. We have one of my, I can't say, sometimes you call somebody a friend, but this is not my friend. This is my sister. This is my sister. I love her so much. Anybody that lets your child use all their MAC makeup all over their face and walk around in her Jimmy Choos, flipping and flopping at 2, that's sister status. But my sister, Aliya Nelson, Esquire, she is no joke. She is an amazing mom. She gets the wife of the year, and one of the brightest legal minds I know. Now, y'all think I'm smart. There's a reason why I seem smart, because I call people that are smarter than me. And this happens to be one of my go-tos when it comes to getting that intelligent information, as well as the real deal, because she's one of those people that she don't hype me up. She don't care about none of this when it comes to me. Oh yeah, really? Well, this is what you need to do. So I just love her so much, and I'm so blessed and thankful that I get to share this beautiful individual and brilliant mind with the rest of the world. Aliya Nelson.
So that's a lovely way to start. I feel like I'm going to cry. I have never had an introduction like that. You are absolutely my sister. I love you. I love you. I love you. And, just watching you grow from Queens to the Poconos, and you both worlds. I don't even know what to say, but okay, gush. You know what it is. We need a girl night when this crazy is over.
Yes, we do. We need one without Voss. We got to add a little other white liquid into our Voss. Some of us like brown juice. I like the white juice.
I like it all.
Yes, and you bought me one of my newest favorite champagne. Thank you so much. So you've been married again. So I'm talking to different people, but today it's about business and relationships. And again, when I got married, I'm thinking I'm signing, the pastor thing. I really was only into the world of the pastor piece of marriage, and I'm signing a marriage license per se. I it took hearing crazy stories of divorce that made me realize it wasn't the pastor thing I was signing. I was signing something even above and beyond. I signed bigger than an LLC contract, bigger than a sub C or whatever. I signed a serious document. And so now I am truly in business. This is truly a partnership. So first and foremost, just a conversation of what is a partnership in marriage?
What is the partnership, or what is, not from a business standpoint, straight from a marriage standpoint?
From a marriage standpoint.
I think that it is definitely a partnership, but I don't want to jump ahead. But the caveat is, I definitely feel like it is a contract. It's not written, but it's a contract, definitely. So from a partner standpoint, I just think that, and mind you, this is a little bit legal and a little bit just straight life, emotion, thoughts. From a partner standpoint, I think the big misconception is every partnership is 50-50. It's does not have to be 50-50 in business. And definitely, I've rarely seen a 50-50 in a marriage. Some days you're the 70. Some days you're the 20, and vice versa. Everybody, that their sweat equity is what they're doing for the household and for the marriage at any given time.
So and again, if you've ever signed a contract and you have your officers or what have you, it states, okay, this one has 50%, this one has 20%, this, you have the shares, it breaks it down, and you have an understanding. So in the event that it dissolves or something happens or someone has to be bought out, they know what their shares are. But in a marriage, it has all of the legalities of a contract without these things to break it down. And there is no exit unless you have a prenup of some sort. It's just what that is. And I think sometimes people really need to recognize what all that. And I can say for myself, I had no idea and no clue. I have to say that going in. God is so good, it worked out. But I'm glad that we have a platform to at least throw that out there into the atmosphere to those who might be walking the way I was walking in reference to making that decision. And in the clip coming in, we have Ray, and he was talking, and she was like, Regina King's character was saying, I'm your woman, and he was like, no, this is, my family. And she's like, it's strictly business. It's strictly business. So let's chat about, because you and I both are in business and have been in business with our spouses. So the balance of the conversation in reference to being a significant other, a wife, and being the partner in the monetary aspects of making money happen for the household. How are you able to, what are some of the situations you've had, and what are some of the tools you use to remedy or to keep it together?
So my situation is interesting in that my husband and I have been in business together almost from the time we met 20 years ago. I was an associate, first an intern and then an associate at a boutique entertainment firm. And he was an associate at a large mega firm. How we got together was he wanted to take a break from the mega firm just for a semester while he finished up. He had already been there as an associate, a summer associate, inevitably a first year attorney. And he started interning at my firm, but because I was in music and he was always in and around entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Top of that, at that firm, we had a deal, and it was for a magazine. And I was on the small licensing side and shopping side, and he was on the mergers and acquisition side and the VC side.
Mm-hmm.
So he had the big dollars, and I had the little dollars to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, we were junior attorneys, but we were both in a position where we had to take the ball and run. So that was how we met. So we've always done business together.
Right, right.
And then, over the course of our lives, our marriage, he was a practicing attorney. He is no longer. However, he's always been an entrepreneur from day one.
Mm-hmm.
And my family is very entrepreneurial. So this was a no-brainer for us to start acquiring. I think we started with real estate. We both, before we got married, had multiple properties. He had multiple properties. We got together, bought more properties.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that started. And even there, it was like a pushback on who does what and what's the goal. And then inevitably he left Big Law and did what's called a roll-up. And I was a partner in that. And that one broke up horribly. Not with the husband, obviously.
Right.
But with the other partners. And that's an interesting story in how personality, that I think was probably one of our biggest fights. Because he is as an attorney, he was Mr. Soft Hands. Clients, let's just bide our time, see how it plays out. And, I am straight talk for straight understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're trying to F me, for lack of a better way to put it, I'm a sledgehammer.
Right. So when you at that point, so now we have and I think it's very similar with myself and Sean. You have that warm kind of a spirit, and you have a spirit that's like, let's get it done or not. There's too much. Why are we doing this when we could just do that? Like, what are we doing here? And then you're dealing with other people in the business aspect and their personalities. How do you then, when you come home, where does the sexy come in? How do you leave these meetings, leave this conversation, walk through that door?
All right. Well, first tip, you got to keep it real. I got 3 kids. 2 of them are in my bed.
You can't
be so sexy on a regular basis. The sex
and the dog. Wait, I got the dog in my bed.
Yeah. So it's not even. So what's funny about that is, they're in our bed. And we got married. That lovely wedding you like to talk about. One of them, the oldest, was there at the wedding. So that was. So for us, it's always been, because we didn't have a honeymoon period without life transition, pregnancy, children. And then we had, back-to-back kids. And, and the boys, so they're boy, girl, boy. And the boys are just like, I'm their world. And nighttime is for cuddle time.
Nighttime is for cuddle time. And that's the thing, too. You have a family. When you are in your relationship, you're in your business. There's so many relationships that don't quite make it. I think part of what you said is you guys met in a space where you were able to be your mind. You were able to. He was able to find your mind attractive, your work ethic attractive, and vice versa, versus maybe at the club and it's just like the popping booty and everything is all it is and all of that. And then you get together and then it doesn't work out. But being together, being in a relationship, having the family, and having the business aspect, does it cross your mind, the business relationship, when you're going through things in your mind? Like, there's conversations that you'll have and you're like, okay, I can't talk to, if he wasn't my husband and this was a colleague, I feel this way about something. But do you make a different timbre in your voice or a different strategy in your conversations to getting things from business? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. Well, you skipped. So I do want to say one thing. The sexy is date night and the sexy is travel. Yes. So you can't do it at home, but you can get it on elsewhere. Just to clarify. Now,
that sounds about right.
As it relates to the business side of things, that is probably his chief complaint about me. It's not what you say, it's the way you say it. But I am 45 years old, and I have been this probably since I was 2. So what's funny is when I do temper myself, and I typically don't do it instinctually, he will say, or I'll see that look, and I'll be like, oh, I gotta fall back. Fall back. It's because I have to be conscious of it because he brought it to my attention in one way or another. Yeah, it's I can't say that I temper myself because he's my husband. I temper myself because he's my best friend.
Ooh. I think that there is an aha moment for anyone that's out here listening right now. So what's taking place, and I know we have Marc. We have Marc out there. I want to bring Marc in. Being with someone who is your best friend. So what happens in that is, even in the mix of whatever the crazy is, and so when you are working and your mate is your partner in business, your lover, your co-parenting, the household, the families are coming together, and all of these things is happening. There's an honor in friendship. There's an honor in being mindful that I truly do like you. And I truly do respect you. So how I move, I'm never in a malicious place to go against the respect and the like. Because the love can do some weird things from time to time. And definitely the up and down of the sensual sexuality piece. Like you said, your kid's in bed. I wake up any given day and a 15-year-old is laid out on the head at the foot of my bed, and the dog is always in between. So truly, yes, date night, sadly enough, with COVID, is not Dominican Republic anymore. But Marc, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm actually reading your lips. I can't hear you very well, but I was listening attentively when you're speaking to the other young lady.
I don't know. Can you
so I
hear
can get
him
a
Aliya?
grasp of exactly what we're speaking about. And I still can't hear you, but I will say this, from my understanding, when it comes to the relationships and business, to be honest, and your husband told me to be honest, years ago, today I'm committed to growth, to betterment. I got struck by invisible lightning. I like to say I'm fantastic right now, but I remember when I wasn't. I used to have what they call a temper problem, but I would like to say I just lack self-control, because the environment, in order for a boy to be a man, he has to have a man in front of him to copy. In order for a girl to grow and be a woman, she has to have a woman in front of her to copy. When I was younger, the men that were in my life was physically abusive. I always said I would never do that when I got older. Then when I became in the teenage years, the first confusion I had with a female, the only thing I knew to do was be physical. So it was weird. It was like the Incredible Hulk, because afterwards, I was like, feeling all down and out. I was like, this is not how I wanted to be, like the men that I were around growing up. And I don't know. I got, life is a series of serious choices. It's not one particular thing that has positively changed my mentality. But I will say I got struck by invisible lightning. My wife that I'm with, she has said, and it's a beautiful thing to hear her say it, it's like I'm a complete different person. And I was like, yeah, you got it, because that's true. But I love it, I like drawing the lines. I don't want to be like the average man. I feel like I'm mantastic. My mindset is man glorious, magnificent. I don't want to be like no regular human being. I used to be like, relationships are 60-40, 70-30. Get out of here, man. It's 100-100. I'm going to be 100% man. And I can only speak for myself, but I want my wife to be 100% woman. I used to open the doors for her. When we get in cars and stuff, I open the door. And I stop because I'd be like, yo, I know you don't open the door for me. So I stop, because I'm a king too. But I'm so happy to know love, man. I mean, I just told your husband, Tiffany, the other day, a relationship is like 97-98% time. I truly enjoy spending time with my family. I'm so committed to betterment. I want to be a better man. I'm so much looking forward to it. But in order to be there, I had to conquer self, So many people fiend for different things, whether it be sex, drugs, hanging out, gambling, whatever the case may be. I'm truly looking for, I don't know, just what else can I do for happiness? And when it comes to business, I learned not to chase no money. I want the money to chase me. I want my wife not to work anymore. We're not there, but I told her, prepare yourself. I'm in the business lending space, It's never business consulting. We loan money to businesses. I was taught that I have the sexiest product in the world, which is money for businesses.
So please,
but with my family,
please,
when I'm dead and gone, I want to leave something. That's where I'm at. I truly want to leave something for myself and my wife. I like to be with her, to laugh, to share time. I'm looking to come into PA and visit you, But my business, I would say, it's never business. My mindset. That's just me.
Okay.
With me, it's over. With life, is that saying, is it business or pleasure? With me, it's always pleasure. It's never business because I'm finding so much happiness in handling my business. I'm just tickled pink to do what I got to do when what I got to do got to be done, and not a second sooner.
Well,
I don't want to talk
blessing.
too long, because I can't hear you, so I don't want to use my space.
You can't hear me.
But I'm so happy to be here. I'm proud of everybody.
Thank you. I know he can hardly hear me because we're practicing social distancing. We want to keep everyone safe. We are Zooming and doing things a little bit different. And so, because when it's a little different, sometimes the technical piece gets a little off. So I know Marc couldn't hear me talk to him, though he could hear the show. So thank you so much for sharing. And again, Marc, if you can please let our listeners know how they can contact you for your business.
Say that one more time.
If you can tell the listeners how they can
Marc,
contact
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So I'll tell them, Tiff. Marc, she's saying, let the listeners know how they can contact you for business.
Oh, okay. It's neverbusinessconsulting.com. It's all one word together. It's neverbusinessconsulting.com. The email, is Marc at itsneverbusinessconsulting.com. That's MARC at itsneverbusinessconsulting.com. No matter what it is that's going on inside your business, I don't care, big, small, medium. I'm sure there's a loan for it. And I'm in alternative lending. So when the banks turn you down, you feel like you can't do it, you haven't been in business long enough, your credit score is not where it should be, throw that out the door. It's not over, Give us a call, email us. We'd love to help.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marc, for joining us.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yay! No, and I love to hear that. We're as a couple, and you starting in extremely humble beginnings, and then you find that mate and you find that person that adores you and respects you and honors you for your journey, your true journey, the real you. And I know, like, again, I mean, I was just sharing, like, Sean and I, we've been together for a pretty long time, and I would say long enough where I don't know about this online dating or meeting somebody on the Facebook, on the Instagram, and all that. And then I'm seeing these people where I see their Facebook and I see their Instagram posts, and I'm saying, cameras and lighting are no joke, because when I see that person in real life, it's a different look. And I know, like, it looks like they, you know, they got this kind of bank account situation. However, you know, so we gotta, the faking and the funky parts of it is a little, it takes me back. Now I know we have a black screen. I want to get back to the three. We have a black screen today because we are protecting the guilty, I mean the innocent. We have someone here who has a different point of view on how relationships and business could go hand in hand. Mr. X, are you available?
I am available. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, Mr. X. So Mr. X has to keep anonymous based on, you know, we don't want other people to know, and his significant other to know, you know, his real deal, Holyfield feelings in reference to certain scenarios and situations. So you want to share with our listeners and our viewers your process in love.
Okay, well, I don't believe in love anymore. I believe in partnerships. I believe that it's a business agreement between two adults after a certain age. So when I was in my 20s, yeah, I believed in love. Oh, I love this person. I want to marry them and I want to make a family. Now I'm like, okay, what's in it for me? All right, what's the business deal? Like, this is what I can provide. This is what I can do. What I could give. This is my potential.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same attitude I have when I go to get employment. If I decide to work for someone, I don't. They you know, you always get the what can you bring to our company? And I flip that on them and I go, what can you do for me? Because I know what I can do. I mean, if you look on you can look at the paper and you can see what I'm capable of. But what can you do for me? So that's how I approach relationships now. You were saying the Facebooks and you sound like the Facebooks and the Instagrams.
Facebooks.
The current person that I'm seeing or dealing with, she is not even in the country,
Mm-hmm.
and it's literally a business arrangement that I feel it's a business arrangement. When we first started speaking to each other, and we decided that this is something we wanted to pursue, she literally sent me a 3-paragraph text message saying this is what she's expecting. Um, I have 2 children. I'm a single mother. I take care of my mother. It's just me. I don't make a lot of money. I need someone that's going to be able to help me take care of my family. It's very important to me. And I was like, okay, I could do that. This is what I want. I want a kid. I want a family. I want that unit. I don't want to wake up one morning and you're gone and my child is 8,700 miles away. So it was really, we did like a virtual handshake. I'm not even making this up, saying, okay, this is my part of the negotiation. This is your part. I can fulfill this. You can fulfill that. And let's move forward. Do I care about her? Yes. Do I call it love? No. It's a business arrangement at this point. I'm 47. I'm tired. You know?
Wow. I mean, wow, 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 wow. So, and you know what? I'm not mad at that. Like, you know, mm,
I know
what
it's
do
deep.
you bring to the table?
Yeah.
So, and that's real talk. You know, and I feel like this, and I said it earlier today because that was actually said. I feel like I bring everything to the table. I just think you need to bring the table because I'm gonna put everything on top of it. But I hear that to say yes, that's it. It almost sounds so cut and dry that it's again more mechanical, and I think I'm so in love with my husband that it's hard. It's a hard hit. I haven't been single for a very long time. And it's almost like, are we making an appointment to have sex?
But also, you married your husband
I was younger.
20 years ago, 27 years
22
ago,
years
right?
ago, we got married.
Right. So it was a different time in your life. It was a different answer to your call. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I've been in love. Don't get me wrong. I've been in love. You know more than anybody else. The last person I was in love with, like that was love.
Mm-hmm.
She could not, like, if we're going to look at it as a business arrangement, she could not fulfill anything, any of my criteria in the business side of the agreement.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't. But I loved her. And I was like, you know what? I love you more than I want this to be a business arrangement. And when she left, you know, because she felt that that's what she needed to do for herself, no judgment there, it hurt, but no judgment. I said, this is it. I am no longer pursuing anything out of love. I don't
Is that
love.
something? Is that a mechanism to just never feel like that again, or is that because you feel like, okay, it's one and done? Like it only this kind of feeling could only happen once. So now the other pieces of the puzzle, children, da 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 da, boom, that needs to be fulfilled. And so that's the only piece I need to fulfill because I've already experienced that emotional piece.
Right, because like at this point, I don't have the energy nor the inclination to deal with hurt again, like on that
Amen.
level.
Okay, that's
So any relationship that I decide to pursue as a business arrangement, and I think it's better because I'm very ambitious. I want to do things. I have 1,500 different things. My mother used to call me a jack of all trades, master of none, because I want to do a little bit of everything. Right.
Well, we're gonna master one of them.
Right. Right. So I will say that, you know, I'm at a point now where I need somebody that's going to be want to do the things like I want to do. I want to have my own business. I want to do, you know, real estate. I want to do this. I want to do that to grow and become a conglomerate as a couple.
Okay.
And I feel that a lot of the times when it's not clear and defined, it never will happen because love, it's a euphoric feeling. It's not a real tangible thing.
Okay.
In my opinion, it's just my
Can I
experience.
ask a question, Tim?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm sorry. So, number one, how long has this relationship been going on?
You're asking about the new relationship?
The new relationship.
Only a couple of months. Only a couple of months.
All right. So you don't have your kid yet, right?
No, I do not.
Okay. So those were my assumptions.
Yeah. No,
So,
I don't have
now,
any of that.
in your non-negotiables in this contract you made with her, was exclusivity a part of it?
Yeah. Well, we have to be together. I'm not playing that game. I'm not bringing nothing home. We're not having no side pieces. It's going to be a unit, a family unit.
So is she here or abroad?
She is in Vietnam.
Oh wow, that's real abroad.
Yeah, that's really
okay. Yeah. So a couple months in. So do you plan on bringing her here?
Absolutely, because that's part of the agreement.
Okay.
She wants to move her family to America, and you know, just to clarify, because a lot of people are going to hear this and be like, "Oh, she just want the papers." Honestly, she is not like what the typical Vietnam, what people would think with Vietnam villages and poor. She's not that. She has her own money. Her brother is an engineer who is going to be moving to California, working for an aerospace company in the next couple of months once COVID opens up, releases the restrictions. So it's not like she couldn't get here any other way. This is the agreement we have together, that I will get you here. I will help take care of your family. I'll do the best I can. You want to open a business, I'll help you open a business. And you got to give me the kid. And you got to be a family unit. You can't be bringing any guy home. I don't want no side pieces, none of that. We're going to be a family unit. We're going to services together. We're going to celebrate birthdays together. We're going on family vacations together.
You want a real relationship. You want
yes.
a
But I'm not acting like it's like, oh, I'm in love. Oh, no.
But do you, okay, so again, here's the business. So the flip with me, it started, we started as friends. We became romantic. We took the romance to a marriage. He was doing his thing, I was doing my thing, and we brought our things together. As we developed in our relationship, our things became, you couldn't see one thing, they just kind of melted together. It became like, ombre effect. It went from light to dark, like, and you didn't see the line of whatever, it was no break. So, but you're saying this is the business, and we'll bring the romance into it, and almost like arranged marriage. Where
Almost.
two tribes say, you know what, here's my son, here's my daughter, or here's, and we're going to merge this together, and as a queendom, we're going to explode. I remember, so funny, prior to Aliya getting married, we were in the salon talking about running on donkey backs or something.
Oh no, that was over the backs of cows.
Over the
So
backs of cows.
there was a tribe. It was a tribe basically that you had to run over the back of 30 cows in order to ask the woman that you wanted to be with in the village to get married. If you fail that test, that's it. You can't ask her to get married. You have to pass that test in order to rise up in this village. It's a very interesting thing. But I think you hit the nail on the head, Tiff, about the arranged marriage, because so I was raised Muslim, but Black Muslim, and then inevitably when I got older and became a teenager, I converted to Sunni Islam, which is more traditional, steeped in Arabic tradition. And when I did that, I had a wali. That's kind of your head in the mosque. And as soon as I was in a place where I was old enough and in his mind mature enough, he was working on arranging my marriage. The belief in Islam is that your deens must match, which is like your level of spirituality, the things you want. They have to, it is not about love. It's about, do you fit? Do you make sense? Do you want to live the same as a Muslim couple? And so they arrange marriages all the time. But I got two stories for you. One is, one of my good friends, this is undergrad now, had her marriage arranged by this wali, and she was in love. And inevitably, things happened. They got divorced. My girlfriend went into it much like our gentleman, Mr. X.
Mr. X
went into it just like Mr. X, and it was fabulous. She wasn't necessarily in love. He said, here, I'm going to provide you these things, and this is what you do. And in Islam, typically it's traditional. You'll stay home, you'll raise the kids, you'll be the head of the household. I mean, you'll be the head of the household. So the funny thing is, my girlfriend made assumptions about this man because he was Black and he used to be a Kappa, which is Kappa, is a male fraternity.
Yes.
So he's like telling me, oh, this, it's going to be good. This is going to be a great marriage, because he's a Kappa. So I know he's cool. And I know he's going to want to hang out a little bit. And he didn't grow up in the tradition and all these things. And let me tell you, brother was devout as devout. So she didn't want to lose the marriage. So the next thing she said, you got to take another wife because I can't. And then she had to take another wife.
That is hilarious.
And they still ended up in divorce.
So I mean, I get that, but I think that it's clear. It's clear cut. Because, and I'm going by, my last relationships, I've only been in love twice, like really. And Tiffany know both of them, and I thought, like, what is told to me was not what came about. So I got I want to get married next year. Yeah, I want to try to see if we could start a family. If not, we can adopt. I got all that. And I'm like, okay, great. I'm with it. Let's do this. I'm in love with you. and they leave. So why not like have a strong conversation beforehand and say, hey, look, this is exactly what I want, period. Tell me exactly what you want, period, and let's shake on it. You know,
Oh,
Well,
so
I
that
would say this: you better get an attorney.
yeah, that I'm sitting here like, oh, this brother needs me in his life
Miss
so
Aliya
bad,
is going to be
You
my
don't need
attorney.
no
so
right,
bad.
So
And
because
let me
it's
tell
like,
you why. Because so I also worked in immigration while I was in law school. And my livelihood was people that thought they were going to have that very same arrangement and how fast it changed when they got to the state. And I have to laugh because it makes me think, remember Eddie Murphy? And he wanted button it.
Fufu, and fufu, and fufu.
He wants Umfufu. And Umfufu comes to the States, starts hanging with the American women. And then she's like, I want half.
You want
So,
what
half?
have you
You
done for
want
me
half?
lately, Eddie? Well, see, this is
yeah.
the thing. I have
So,
every
and
intention of having
there's
that kind of
wisdom
agreement.
in that. There's wisdom in that because, so I mean, when it all comes down to it, you're the youngin, Mr. X. You've only been in it for 3 minutes, 3 months, or whatever. You're gonna find your way. But this is the thing that I think as Black people, and this is why I take away the lawyer hat and get into the emotional, spiritual hat. You got to do the work.
Mm.
Carry so much ancestral pain. We carry so much relationship or not thereof pain that you got to do the work. You have to, and that is not just going to church. That is cognitive behavior therapy.
Mm.
Real look at your stuff, figure out if your belief system is in line with the truth.
Woo!
And then from there,
I'm glad I'm wearing pants today because I had to stand up for
Wow.
that. Because sometimes these Zooms, you don't wear pants.
uh-oh.
Wow.
So I'm glad I wore pants because that was some
That was
serious,
deep, Miss Aliya. That was
that
definitely
was
deep.
deep. Thank you.
That was very,
Well,
very,
I'll
very
I
say
deep.
had to
this.
stand up for that.
Basically, Tiff has been married longer than me, but I think you got married younger than me. So I probably have more experience on the scene than you. I got married at my husband was 32 and I was 33 going on 34.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But we had been together, dating life, for 10 years before that. But the reality is I dated, I was a dater and I was also engaged to 2 other men. So when you have those experiences, and I think it's when you're on that track, like you go to undergrad and then you go to law school and then you come out and get your job. It's just like you're checking the boxes to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. So my parents divorced when I was 2, and my mother is like the Elizabeth Taylor of Black women. She has been married 7 times. I tell everybody, I don't know so much about marriage, but I can tell you everything about divorce. I know all types of divorces.
All
I
types
was Olivia Pope before Olivia Pope existed.
of.
And that's why I'm not in quote unquote matrimonial law. It's all too much. But I'll say this, with a background like that, you will come up against these false narratives of relationships and you don't have a model for what's healthy. And so for me, I've always been a person that I don't know exactly what I want, but I know I don't want that.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I was very honest too with men I got involved with. These are my expectations. This is the way I expect to live. These are the things I want. And when I had a man say to me, well, don't you think you're going to scare someone off if you say that? I'm like, I need to scare them off because I need what I want.
You need what you want.
Do you, Miss Aliya? So do you think that that's exactly what I'm doing right now?
I do
I'm just
think
doing
that's
it.
what
I'm
you're
just doing it
doing.
8,700 miles away, but I'm doing the exact
I
same
do
thing.
think that's what you're doing. Now if you like in the thought process of the like, here's paperwork. You're in the paperwork scheme and writing it down. You definitely are.
Yeah.
But it's
So,
almost like saying, I'm going to get married. I'm going to have 2.5 kids. I'm going to live in the suburbs. I'm going to do this. Like, that's how it sounds, where the reality of it is, I might get married. I might have an abortion. I might have a miscarriage. I might have a kid. Like life happens.
Mhm.
And I'm
you're-
okay with that. I'm
But
definitely okay with that.
This is what the problem is too. I'll tell you, like I tell all my clients, when they tell me they have a handshake deal, you don't have a deal. You don't have a deal unless you have a contract in place that you can hold someone to.
You better believe she's gonna sign something.
So, but
you better hire her.
you need to be in a place where it's great that you guys have your term sheet there, because those are the things that go on the term sheet. You know, these are our business points. This is what I want. This is what you want. And then you bring that to your lawyer and she puts the contract together and does I say she because it's me. And you go to lovely Aliya Nelson at Taylor English Dumas. And I put together the prenup. And we look at how you're going to structure your assets.
And the babies.
Own, because God forbid
Absolutely.
you're in New York, which is equitable distribution. And they start chopping up that which she did not own. Or you're in a commonwealth that believes in common law, common marriage, and they go straight down the middle, no matter what. So you're going to need to really look at this like a true business arrangement.
And I will say this, and I know it sounds for a lot of people it sounds like really like I gave up hope, but I haven't. But I have. But I will say this: I have a TiffanieRo.info that is right next to me that I could guarantee you she wouldn't allow me to move any further than I have right now without that. So, I mean, it's something I thought of, and it's not that. So, because I'm looking at it as a real business arrangement. Like, literally, it's going to say you have to produce a child. It's going to literally
Well, I
say
think
that.
Eddie Murphy had the same thing with Nicole. I think it was before she could get anything, she had to produce 5 children. Like that
Right.
was the prenup.
Right. So I have every intention of having a prenup. I have every intention of, but I'm going to also support her. So one of her things is she wanted to come here. She wants to come here. She said, I want to open up a coffee shop. Well, that's what you're going to do. I've also said to Tiffany, it's going to be in my name, but we're going to do it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
You've had Zooms, right?
Yes.
With her?
No, we do WhatsApp. We speak 3-4 times a day via a WhatsApp video. I have a copy of her passport. I mean, I know who she is. I'm actually in the process of hiring a private eye.
Well, why don't you have a Zoom? You can do FaceTime. I mean, like you've seen her on.
Yeah, we
WhatsApp,
FaceTime
right?
every day. We FaceTime every day.
Okay, that's what I mean.
Yeah. We FaceTime every day.
I hate WhatsApp, but
Me too.
but when you're foreign, it's the best.
Yeah.
So okay. So that was my first thing. And I was like,
Right.
please, Lord, don't let this man be catfish.
No.
I was worried.
I know, because I didn't even that was, I think we first had talked about that. I was like, are you sure this is who she is? And you know.
Yeah.
But again, going into, I think, first of all, thank you for your transparency, Mr. X, even behind the black screen. But that conversation and that point of view, I think it there's so much about that there's certain parts that is actually common that I think some people may not want to believe that they have within themselves. But there are some things like, I need this, I need that. And for someone to be so honest and forthcoming to say that, I appreciate that. But again, we got Aliya, you got to get her on speed dial, because you want to make sure it's tight and it's right. I want to just thank today's show. Again, business and relationships. Thank you guys again so much for sharing, for the intellect, the information, the honesty. I just love you guys. And I'm so thankful for my business relationship. Thank you. I'm thankful for my business relationship, as well as the booty that he gives me. Yay!
Yay! Take him to Red Lobster.
I'm gonna take him to Red Lobster. Beyonce say. I might get you on the radio.
There you go.
So, guys, I love you so much. This is your girl, TiffanieRo.info. Of course, Bayrow Real Estate for all your real estate needs. And come and hit us up. Delaware Brown for our media, all of what we have, our podcast. If you need streaming, anything you need, we are right here in Bartonsville, Pennsylvania on Route 611. Come and check us out. TiffanieRo.info. I will see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. Peace.
The best of edutainment.
TiffanieRo.info.
TiffanieRo.info.
I'm Tiffany Rowe.
TiffanieRo.info.
The best in edutainment.